Mhm.
Hi, welcome back. We have Wes Putnam again with us, and we're doing a mini series with Wes with lots of short videos on his update with his board, but also getting to know him. So this is a video about getting to know him a little bit more. And today we're going to talk about him and one of his activities he loves. Well, first I'll let him say hello and let him introduce
Hi.
himself.
Hi. Oh, that's right. So my name is Wes Putnam. What do you want me to say to introduce myself? That's my name. Do you want me to say anything else?
No, no, we'll continue on with that. Yeah, that was a
Okay.
little fun setup for you there, but
That's all right. It's
Wes
perfect.
Wes Putnam's back with us, and today we're talking about, like I said, a little bit more about him and his activities outside of the game board and game board life. So, Wes, I went on your social media and I noticed how many photos you have outside and how many are with people and outside in different locations. So I'm assuming traveling is something you really like to do. So
Yes.
can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. Traveling is one of my favorite things to do, in fact. I was very fortunate to grow up in a family that really valued travel. So at a pretty early age, I started traveling the world, and I've been around the world twice, in fact, on a ship from once from east to west and once from west to east. So I've been to six of the seven continents. Both those times it was on something called a semester at sea. And the first time I did it I went with my dad. My dad was actually the doctor on the ship, and so I went with him just as his son, and our family did. My brother and my stepmom, and my dad. And so then I was a little bit younger in junior high, but then I did it as a college student without my dad, just as a student, because it's the whole design of semester at sea is college students go take a semester on a ship where you take classes when you're at sea, and then you go to the ports and discover the world. And you go to 9 different ports of call around the world. So I got to do that
Wow.
twice and went to many different amazing places. And then I also have been to Antarctica separate from that, which was unbelievable. Penguins are unbelievable. And then I've also been to I'm not the official North Pole, but I've been in the Arctic Circle, and that was my honeymoon. In fact, my husband and I went to see polar bears on my honeymoon. My honeymoon,
Oh
our
my God.
honeymoon. It was mine.
Mine. He
Our
happened to
honeymoon.
come.
That's right. In the Arctic. So yeah, I love to travel. Oh yeah, and then last year, well, the outdoor stuff you said, we have a cabin about 2 hours north of Phoenix as well, in a place called Prescott. It's in the national forest. It's off the grid. It's unbelievable. We were fortunate enough to find it and get it right before COVID. So we had a place to go really and get away from the craziness. And it's just this amazing, amazing, peaceful place. We love it.
Wow.
And then last thing I'll say about travel, I guess, is that last year we had the opportunity to go to Iceland with some friends and the Faroe Islands as well, which I don't know. You may know the Faroe Islands, but I did not. I never heard of them until we went.
No.
A friend
I've
was like,
heard
"If you're
of
going to
Iceland,
Iceland."
but not the Faroe Islands.
Yeah, and a friend of ours was like, "If you're going to Iceland, you got to go to the Faroe Islands because you probably won't get to them otherwise." But it's a flight from Iceland. But anyway, they're between Iceland and Scotland, and it's this group of islands. There's 18 islands. There used to be one, I think, and then like slivered and shattered. So like these steep cliffs going into the sea, and there's 18
Wow.
small islands. There's I think 50,000 people in the whole country and 75,000 sheep or something like that. And it's just this like stunningly, stunningly, stunningly beautiful place. And I would go back in a heartbeat. It's amazing, unbelievable, gorgeous, ridiculously awe-inspiring. We saw like rainbows every single day and just beautiful scenery and
Whoa.
cliffs and amazing, just amazing. I highly recommend everybody go there.
Is the Faroe Islands their own nation, or is it like a the islands off of Iceland, like they're part of Iceland?
No, they're part of there's a term for it, which if I were a smarter person, I would know the term. They're some Denmark. I can't remember the term, but they're
Okay.
affiliated with Denmark, and I can't remember I can't remember the
So
term.
I did a spin question on you
That's
there.
all right. I think it starts with a C, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But anyway, they're
But
connected to
they're
Denmark.
yeah, okay. That's amazing. And you said there was rainbows every day
Yes.
and 75 sheep, so you talk to more sheep than human, or
Yes. I mean, they're everywhere. You just couldn't get away from them. Not that you wanted to. I know they're just doing their thing. Yeah, and
it's
and the
like the
weather. I
chickens in
remember
Kauai.
probably. I remember when you mentioned the thing about rainbows is kind of like the weather would change all the time. You know, like we got used to, we'd be driving somewhere to go do a hike or something and be like pouring where we were. And we are like, all right, well, whatever. We'll just, by the time we get to our destination, it will have cleared up. And it did. And there'd be like rainbows and then be pouring again. But it was, I don't know, it was a magical time. We were there for 10 days.
Mhm.
It's unbelievable.
And you just went there?
Last October, I think it was October. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
recent.
Was it
And
October?
then you
October. I
you
think it was.
have this cabin. Tell us a little bit about Prescott. I'm not familiar. Is it mountain or is it like high
Sure.
desert or is it low desert or?
High desert, and there is Granite Mountain is where the cabin is. It's outside of Prescott. Truthfully, we don't. I mean, Prescott's a great little city, but we don't really go into Prescott that much. Although it's got some great restaurants and stuff, but it's literally like 20 miles, 20 minutes from downtown Prescott. But it's in a
Oh
national
wow.
park, and so like you have to go in a gate to get to it. 'Cause it's in the national park, and then we go in another gate and then we don't own the land. We just own the cabin. We got like this ridiculous price, like
Oh.
this leased land. We own the cabin on the land, and it's off the grid with a well and solar power and everything, and it's just in the middle of the forest. And there's 9 cabins in the area. We can kind of see 2 of them, but it's you can't. It's the coolest thing because the park closes and we're in there, and so then if you get up in the morning and go hiking, you're like the only one on the mountain. To answer your
Oh my
question, is the mountain.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And are there a bunch of trees or is it like rocky
There's a lot of
mountain?
trees. Well, it's Granite Mountain, so it got its name from the granite formations. There's like huge. I actually don't know that. I assume it got its name from the huge granite formations. I made that up. I'm assuming that's how it got its name because there's these huge granite formations, but there also are a lot of trees, pine trees, and so it's not just like hot all the time. And it's about 20 degrees
Yeah.
cooler than Phoenix, so it's really nice to be able to get away in
Oh,
the middle of summer.
I think there's so many gems in Arizona that people don't really know about. I
It's
think.
so true. When I moved here, someone told me the best thing about Phoenix is getting out of it. Not because Phoenix is so bad, although I don't know. But really, what he meant was there's so many cool things in the state of Arizona to go see,
Yeah.
which really is the case. You go like an hour in any direction, and there's really cool, varied, distinct uh, topography and geography. It's cool, different
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
There's Sedona and I don't know. When I just think of Arizona, I think red rocks and a cactus icon and a
Yes.
and a
Yes.
sunset and
There's
hot.
Sedona for sure. Well, there's
And
only
that's about
certain
it.
places where the saguaro cactus grows in Arizona as well, because it's got to be like at certain elevations or something. I'm saying these things, I'm spouting these things like I know something about them. I don't actually know if that's true, but I think that it's related to the elevation. There's only certain places you can see saguaro cactus, and then the red rocks.
And
Yeah.
what do you like about traveling?
Well, I think, like I said, from wouldn't say this, but I think what I did say was growing up, my parents really valued travel. And so I think what I don't know, discovered just kind of haphazardly growing up was the value of interacting with people that are really different and different cultures and different places. And, there's so many beautiful places in the world to see, and there's so many beautiful cultures and people. And I think just exploring that is what I more than anything fell in love with. But mostly, if I think about it, mostly I think it's just the natural beauty of the world. I love, I don't know. I mean, the Faroe Islands, like I said, there weren't a lot of people, but it's just so stunningly beautiful, and it's so great to just, I don't know, be out in nature. I love that. Same with Antarctica. Now I'm thinking about it. Some of the places, my favorite places, like Antarctica, there's a ship and there's water and there's icebergs. There's like 3 different colors, there's like blue, black, and white. It's just the most beautiful
Mhm.
thing and so peaceful. And I'm so happy. I love being on a ship. I'm so happy. I know some people this freaks out, but I love it when I can't see the shore. It's just water everywhere. I think it's the most peaceful thing. I love it. Unless it's
Oh
rocky, I
man.
don't like it.
Yeah. Ooh, Dramamine.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
um, well, that's beautiful. Thank you for letting us in a little bit more into like you and who you are and what makes Wes Wes. And we get a
sure.
little more insider peek. Well, thank you again for being with us, and we'll talk to you soon, Wes.
Great. Thanks.
Thanks.